Healing my feminine has been a big part of my 20s so far. Growing up, I was always girlish. I loved dressing up, wearing jewelry and makeup. I was very soft spoken, a little too soft spoken as per my family, and I was obsessed with Cinderella and all of the fairy tale princesses. So naturally, I loved being a girl and I had a very light feminine energy. But I was raised in a household where I was physically safe but not emotionally safe. There was a lot of uncertainty at home, so naturally I was in a survival mode, in a fight or flight mode. I always struggled with speaking up for myself. I was too agreeable. I would people please my way into friendships, and I always felt like I had to earn the connection. Plus, the school I studied at ingrained perfectionism in me. My self esteem was directly linked with my grades, which did not feel good because I was an average student in my primary years as per my teachers. I remember being so overly ambitious and just being obsessed with getting good grades in university that I wrote in my CV when I was applying for internships, I'm looking for a challenging position. I want to become the team leader and the CEO even. I honestly am proud of that girl. I don't see anything wrong with wanting those things, but it was coming out of a place of validation. Like I would always seek that validation from others to feel worthy of myself, which obviously wasn't healthy. Fun fact, I genuinely did not believe in love. All of my friends, they would be, in relationships or in flings at school, and I was just not interested in boys or in marriage for that matter, which was again unhealthy. All of that was a coping mechanism. I was trying to protect myself, and it was also some conditioning from the, modern feminism and my own personal experiences, where suppressing my feminine and getting into my masculine was the only way to survive. It was only a few years ago when I started being more self aware and I realized my inherent worth. That is when I started discovering all the wounds, all the pain, and all the insecurities I had been carrying in myself all these years. Feminine wounds are, or even masculine wounds, are those intangible wounds that we may not even be aware of. It is most likely connected with our childhood, the way we were raised, societal expectations, our experiences with men in our family or in dating. Unhealed feminine will protect herself by either becoming too masculine, by becoming hyper independent, seeking all that power so that she doesn't have to ever rely on anyone, or she will stay in the victimhood of a damsel in distress, waiting for someone to come and rescue her. Both are extremes and self destructive. I have briefly been on both ends of the spectrum. Healing your feminine energy is so, like, I can't stress enough why it is so important and why girls should be educated on this early on, because it impacts everything. It impacts the way you show up in all of your relationship. It impacts the people you attract in your life, the things you tolerate, your appearance, your aura, your life choices, your health, like just everything. So the first thing I did to start my healing journey, to heal my feminine wounds, was to allow myself to feel everything. I know this may sound very basic, like duh, but most of us don't even allow ourselves to feel pain or to grieve or to even accept that we will be hurt and disappointed throughout life. We keep avoiding that confrontation with the truth by waiting for that one true love, a man that will come and heal us and who will, fill that void, or by becoming so emotionally independent that we never have to be vulnerable with anyone ever again. And honestly, I get it. Like, I understand that why we do this, and because no one teaches you how to let go, how to process trauma, how to express and ask for what you want without fear, and how to give and receive love in a healthy way. Our parents did what they thought was best, but they were also carrying traumas of their own which they transferred in us, and we continue this cycle of generation trauma. So to end that cycle, you have to start asking yourself, okay, in what ways am I hurting, and in what ways am I coming in my own way of growth and in my own way of connection with others. I read this quote by David Data the other day which said, resistance to experience is feminine oppression. As a little girl, if you were not given a safe space to speak up, to ask for what you want without shame, to show anger or to cry, then you will struggle to express those emotions in a healthy way. The day you stop suppressing, denying, downplaying your emotions, your desires, your sensitivity, and just allow yourself to feel everything without holding on to it, it will become so easy to be a woman. You need to accept your nature, your true nature, that you are vulnerable. A feminine woman is often labeled as too sensitive, too needy, too demanding by people who don't know how to treat her. Of course, she will be challenging and she will change like the weather, and she's an embodiment of life. She is letting life flow through her, and she will mirror all of the insecurities that you have. So no wonder that feminine women are not easy to deal with. The 4 phases that we go through in our month, menstruation being one of them, is exactly like the seasons. Like summer, autumn, spring, winter. We are so deeply connected with nature and with God. The womb we carry inside of us, it's not just to nurture a life for 9 months, carries so much power. Like, we have the ability to heal, to nurture, to multiply things. It's just that we don't use that power. It's like dormant, like we don't even know the power we carry. Coming back to the topic of allowing yourself to feel everything, when you start listening to yourself, to your body, to your intuition, your body doesn't just reject bad food, it also rejects bad energy, bad people, places. Like, you have this inner guidance system that you have to use to protect yourself, to feel safe within yourself. Letting yourself feel means sitting with your emotions, letting it go, which is the hardest part, but it requires you to be intentional. It requires a lot of courage. You may cry, you may need days or weeks or months to heal. You have to find ways to release it, whether it's, going for therapy or talking to a friend, exercise, meditation, whatever it is. Have those, rituals, or have those routine in your life where you're constantly letting go. Otherwise, it will be stored in your body, and we all know what happens when trauma is stored in our body. This is how you start healing. Now let's talk about nervous system regulation. What does it mean? Nervous system regulation is about finding that balance between being able to respond to stressors when needed and being able to come back to a place of calm and relaxation. This is a skill that many of us don't have because our nervous system is dysregulated. Why, you ask? The nervous system has 4 core needs: the need for safety, the need for connection, the need for activation, and the need for rest. When one or more of these needs are not met or insufficiently met, our system will engage energy to self protect rather than to thrive, heal, and grow. I want you to take a piece of paper and just pencil, like take your journal and write down all the needs which were unmet as a child, whatever needs, emotional needs or physical needs, and ask yourself, how can I give these things to myself? In what capacity, whether big or small ways? How can I give this to myself? And what do I need from others in my relationship to feel safe? How can I prioritize myself? How can I love myself? The key is to remember that you can only control your actions. You cannot control others. You cannot change them. We are only here to control ourselves and our ability to respond in a destructive or a constructive way. And you need to understand that the safety starts with you. You can have the most amazing secure job or house or a man who is here to give you all the things you seek to feel safe, but if you don't feel safe within yourself, you will sabotage the whole thing. Your insecurities, your fears will get in the way. It will be difficult for you to receive those things. In simple words, we cannot attract safety if we don't feel safe within ourselves. Start giving yourself all the love, all the reassurances, all the compliments, the dates, the flowers, the love letters, all the things that you wish. Oh, I wish I was in a relationship and all my friends, they're so happy. I wish I had those things. Why are you waiting? Like, life is too short to wait for someone to give you those things. You need to start being more conscious about how you spend your time, your energy, your money, and use it in a way where you are creating safety for yourself. We are not here to be 100% feminine and just sit here and do nothing. We have to balance both our energies, and this is where you have to play smart. That get in your masculine energy to protect your feminine, kind of heal your feminine and create safety for her in the long run. Momentarily, maybe you will have to do a job, you'll have to do something that you're not a big fan of. Like, I have an 8 to 5 job, but I know that I need it to feel secure in myself. This requires courage, discipline, intention, and focus. Like, work on all of those things, because we are sometimes just so stuck in focusing and giving our energy to the wrong things, distractions, social media, people and boys, or whatever it is. Just start working on yourself to have a fulfilled life on your own. Like, when you are about to sleep at night, how do you feel? Oh, did I have a good day? Or like, how do you feel about your job? Even if you don't like it, are you grateful for it? Other things that can help you in feeling, like in regulating your nervous system, which need to be a part of your routine, is meditation, EFT, journaling, getting good sleep, exercise. These are essential tools. Like, you need to have them as a part of your life to start feeling more safe and to start regulating your nervous system. Above everything, you need to start surrendering to God. Like, you need to start seeking that love, peace, comfort, and safety from God. You need to directly connect with the source instead of trying to get it from the creation. Connect directly to the creator. The next thing I want to talk about is protecting your peace from energy vampires. How do others make you feel? What value do they add in your life? How are they treating you? What's their energy? There are 3 kinds of people in life. There are people who will love you, people who love to be around you, and people who love what you can do for them. Now, it's easy to identify the people who love what you can do for them. Like, their motives are kind of clear early on, but it takes a while to realize when someone likes to be around you, they like to be in your feminine energy, but they don't care enough to give you that love, that care, that attention for you to feel safe, for you to feel energized. You have feminine energy, but they're not sowing, they're just harvesting. And that requires a lot of discernment. That requires getting out of your feelings for them, like just letting go of that facade, the superficial things, the looks, the money, or just understanding, okay, what value is this person actually adding in my life? A good measure to know if someone is right for you is how authentic do you feel around them, how compassionate they are with you, how invested they are in understanding you, not just being around you, in understanding your emotions, in being emotionally available, and do they refill your cup? Because if they don't do those things, then you will start feeling drained, and you will constantly feel like that you're just giving, and you can't be fulfilled, you cannot feel safe around that person. The deeper you heal, the higher your standards need to be, the more selective you need to be about who has access to you. And it's not arrogance, it's just protecting that peaceful and healed version of you that you have worked so hard to become. I literally had a glow up when I left my toxic job a few years ago. My skin got better, my hair fall reduced. I didn't even know that, so many of my issues were linked with that job because I was around such toxic people. I just felt so peaceful and light. I felt like I wasn't suffocating anymore. The most scary part was that when you're in it, you don't even feel like you're suffocating. It's like slow poison. So, when you finally come out of that and you look back, you're like, whoa, that was where I was. Like, you finally start breathing, and then you have the time and the space and the energy to explore and to look around you and to understand, okay, what inspires me? What is it that I want? The next thing I want to talk about is owning your power, like to actually tap into it, to understand what you're capable of. Women are nurturers, givers, caretakers, and our existence alone can be healing for others. Women can be toxic. I'm not saying all women are healthy, but the ones who are trying to stay on the right path, who are coming from a place of love and gratitude, who are trying to connect directly with the source, with God, and they're trying to consume the healthy things, and they're trying to stay away from sin, they are on the path of the divine feminine. We lose in touch with this power when we are stuck in the 3D reality, in our survival mode. We're just trying to make ends meet. We're just chasing, or running, or worrying about things, especially the things which are out of our control. So the only way a feminine can thrive is in comfort, peace, and safety. The only way to connect with yourself, with your power, is by doing less and being more in whatever capacity you can, based on how much you can afford to. When you start just existing and you start doing things out of love for yourself, for others, the giving is much more rewarding. The healing, the manifesting, everything is not draining. It's hard to explain in words, but once you start doing that, you realize it. There's this thing I recently discovered. It's called feminine energy harvesting. Most people, and by people I mean men mostly, they use it to increase their social value, to improve their health, and to be more creative. So you can see that people in the creative industry, in arts, in music and poetry, and even in car commercials, they always need a woman. Ever wondered why? Because a woman amplifies the status of everything she associates herself to. And God forbid you fall under the conventional beauty standards and you take care of your appearance and you are well groomed, everyone will want you like a trophy, even other girls. But wise women know that their power isn't just in their beauty, it's also in their mind, their time, their attention. So they give it to only those who can reciprocate it. This is why on a side note, I don't do male friendships, because it's exhausting. I don't see the point of it, even aside from the religious reasons. In female friendships, you don't feel exhausted. Like when I'm with my friends, we are constantly pouring into each other. We can spend hours together, but we don't feel tired because we are subconsciously just giving each other so much. But in male friendships, unless the male is consciously here to give you something in return, you will be drained. So that's why I don't believe in this whole, we are just friends, exclusive friends, and you're just giving all that emotional support. So in simple words, there's always an exchange of value. The reason why I'm stressing about this is because you don't need to perform or to prove your worth or to do things to prove to others that you're worthy. And if someone asks you, oh, what is your worth, then yeah, we don't deal with such people. Now let's talk about health and productivity. Because to heal your feminine energy, you need to redefine these things. The first thing you need to understand is that if your hormones are disturbed, start working on fixing them. It affects your ability to feel everything. It affects a lot of things in your body, and hence it will affect your feminine energy. Women need at least 8 to 10 hours of sleep. That's not me, that's science. I used to feel very guilty if I wasn't being productive. I constantly felt the need to do something, just to get something done, the masculine energy. Now I give myself one day in the week to do nothing, no to-do lists, no commitments, just sitting and being And that is the best feeling ever. If you're constantly working, you will be centered around your brain without being connected to your heart and intuition, which will come at the expense of your creativity, emotional health, and just inner guidance. Stop setting unrealistic expectations for yourself. Productivity for women looks very different from men. We do not function on a 24-hour cycle, we have a 28-day cycle, which means that our energy levels, our focus, our creativity, our emotions, everything will be impacted by the time of the month. So don't feel guilty if you're just like feeling lazy sometimes. Like, see, okay, what's the phase, like what's the time of the month I am in. Maybe I just need some more rest. We need to stop glamorizing 8 to 5. Like, it literally was designed for men. It completely ignores the female biology. If you're someone like me who has to do 8 to 5, I would suggest that when you come home, just rest. Like, don't try to do it all, or be productive even at home, like cooking and doing laundry and stuff. Like, just stop being a superwoman. You will be so exhausted in your soul if you are always working that even weekends won't be enough for you to recharge. Learn more about cycle syncing. Just go to Pinterest and read more about it. It's explained in very simple charts. You can schedule your workouts, your projects, your diet based on the time of the month. You will see the improvement, you will feel the improvement in a lot of ways. In terms of appearance, you already know what you need to do to feel more feminine. Like, just practice more self-care, take care of your skin, your hair, your nails, get your monthly manicures and pedicures. Just learn more about style, like what style fits you, and if you want to reduce your weight or increase your weight, work on it. Because when you look good, you feel good. Like, you will naturally start feeling more feminine. Remember to have a healthy balance of self-acceptance and self-improvement. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? Start seeing everything without attaching your self-worth to it. See the good, the bad, the things you need to improve. And I'm not just talking in terms of appearance, like everything, inner and outer self. See the things you need to accept about yourself. See your value and just feel whole with everything. Just feel like, you know what, yes, I'm not perfect and I'm not trying to be perfect, but I am me and I accept and I love myself and I deserve that. Yes, we want that clear skin and flawless body and flat tummy and the money and the house and the vacations, but let's work on it without linking our value to it. Now, the first realization I had that actually kickstarted my journey of feminine healing was self-respect. Your self-respect needs to be above everything, literally everything in life. Above your love for someone, above your instant gratification, above you seeking validation from others, above your fear of abandonment. Because a lot of our life choices are based on our fears. So be okay with letting go of things and people if you're not being treated right. I had to do a lot of shadow work, read affirmations, and show up as someone who I wasn't at the time, to feel more secure, more confident in myself, to feel like I am someone who has self-respect. You have to visualize your ideal self. In movies, you see like actors and actresses, sometimes they get so lost in the character and in the emotions that after finishing the movie, they have to seek therapy to come back to their old self. So in our case, we are not trying to go to our old self, we are trying to improve ourselves, shift our identity. That is a testament in itself that it is possible to like shift your identity and to be this new person, this dream woman that you aspire to be. Respect yourself enough to keep promises to yourself. If you say, yes, I'm going to sleep early tonight so that I'm not tired in the morning, you do that. You keep promises to yourself. Your need for growth should be greater than your need for cheap dopamine and your need for attachment to others. You are responsible for holding yourself accountable for everything in life. There's no one who's coming to rescue you. There's no one who's here to remind you to do all the things, to drink your water, to take care of your skin, to exercise. Your self-respect is linked with all of those things. If you respect yourself, then by default, you will start prioritizing yourself. Now let's talk about the favorite part of me being a feminine woman, romanticizing my life. Romance isn't limited to a relationship with someone else. The whole idea of love in mainstream books and movies is just messed up. That there's this one person who's kept for you, and when you meet him or her, then you're allowed to feel the bliss of this sacred thing called love. There is nothing wrong to want love and companionship from another person, but don't let this desire consume you from feeling and witnessing the love within you and around you. Don't wait for years for someone to get you flowers, to go on dates, to wear that special dress. Have self-care Sundays and morning rituals and everything, showers, and have your own signature scent and go to the salon. Like, explore what your love languages are. Go on breakfast date with your friends. Take yourself to the movies. Have solo dates and just light a candle or listen to jazz music while you're working. Like, there's romance and beauty in everything if you start creating it, if you start seeking it. Speaking of flowers, I got myself flowers for Valentine's. I will post another video about this. There's a new vlog coming up. But I'll just end this video by saying that healing is a journey. It's definitely a journey throughout life, and a feminine woman is at peace with that journey. Worrying, chasing, running will leave you exhausted. Be connected with everything and everyone, but detached. That is a skill. I'm still learning that, be connected but detached. Start building yourself up and start giving yourself all of those things, and trust me, it'll feel so light, and you just feel so happy within yourself that, you know what, I am happy on my own, and I am responsible for my own happiness. I feel whole on my own, and I finally feel more feminine. Femininity isn't just about, the outer appearances and speaking softly. It's about emotional safety. It's a lot deeper than this. Yes, it won't be easy. Like, it will be extremely difficult in the early stages when you're shifting that identity from an anxious woman to a safe and secure woman. You're literally rewiring your brain. It will be uncomfortable. So, but living in that identity and staying in that loop, that burnout, hopelessness, and frustration, that should be more scary to you than the uncertainty of growth. Shifting your identity is not an external pursuit, it's an internal self unfolding. The woman that you're trying to become is already within you. It's just she's hurt and she's hidden. So you have to, like, kind of take care of her. You have to nurture her, and you have to ask her, okay, what does she need to feel safe? It's like, the same inner child healing. You are the woman who doesn't seek external validation, who knows what she wants, who doesn't expect any less, who creates safety and peace in her life, and who is only attracted to safe and secure people. Just start acting like her. You are already her. So this is it. This is going to be a very long video, but not going in depth was like a disservice to the topic. I've spent a lot of time, like months, on this because I wanted to speak from experience. I wanted to speak from a place where I am genuinely working on those things, and I am, I think. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.